Hello.
You okay up there?
I'm
Please tell
Batman.
me that.
Just checking out your roof.
I actually haven't been up there myself.
Really? Well, it's a flat
Is it a nice
rectangle.
roof?
It's okay.
Yeah, feel free to take a seat.
All right, all right.
Unfortunately, been kind of difficult to get people down here, and the few that
Mm.
do come and high roll are winning. So
Oh,
yeah, Carmine left with 400k the other day.
oh my god.
Yeah, it was not the best opening.
You need to get weighted dice or something.
That would make life a bit easier. I'm
Yeah.
too honest of a man to do that though.
Fair enough.
That's all I have in town is my reputation. Don't want to ruin it. I'm doing all of this on my own. Like I don't have any gang that backs me. I don't have any
Right.
people to really do this with. I barely even have people I can hang out with these days.
Mm.
Most people I used to hang out with have unfortunately left town.
Right.
So it's kind of all been on me.
Oh,
And
man.
I will admit it has definitely kind of been getting to me a little bit lately. I've kind of just been distracting myself with these businesses and
Oh.
I mean, I'm hoping this place improves, but otherwise it's going to be 0-3.
Yeah. That's one of the toughest things I've seen in this town for some folks is it almost feels like if you're not in a gang, you're and there are people who are in that situation. It's not just, one or two, but it's tough because businesses are also, not in a great spot.
Yeah, it's, I tried doing the bar up north. I was there for like 4 hours with that single customer one day. Here,
Yeah.
like a good hour or two without anyone coming through.
Mm.
And, taxi, do that still from time to time, get maybe one customer every hour. It's definitely been getting a bit rough lately. But what I was wondering, at least in terms of the stuff we talked about previously, would you be interested in being a partner for it?
Oh, absolutely.
I put my trust in you, you put your trust in me, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You seem to be someone that, I mean, obviously, I know you've got a good head on your shoulders, and I think you've got a lot more experience on the street for those sort of things than I do.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
At least maybe a bit better experience. I mean, the way that I'm doing it probably isn't the best because it's me there doing it.
Right, right.
But I don't really have much other choice. I don't have anyone backing me. So if I get robbed, then I'm kind of screwed. I'm kind of hoping my
Right.
reputation and my relationship with people doesn't make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, when you operate alone, it sort of means that to build those connections, you have to expose yourself as what you are, what you're doing, right? Or you align yourself with some group, doesn't have to be a gang, but some group of people. And then, you are their supplier and they are there to help you with all the other legwork. So you're not doing that alone. Now, I have multiple networks of people that I think could all potentially be that, but I don't know how much you want known about this. How, do you want to work with people that you don't already know really well on something like this?
There needs to be a lot of trust with it.
Yeah. And, you could go through me, but then that doesn't take away the issue of, well, now you're not interfacing with people again.
Yeah, then I'm kind of, not being too much a part of it, which, I do want to be part of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm trying to think about here. There are ways this can be done. My first thought is I do know of some other people that would love to be a part of this sort of thing or have been looking to do something like this, but they themselves are not suppliers. They don't have access to that sort of thing. They are also not aligned with any groups. They themselves are not part of anything in particular. So I could maybe throw out one or two names that might be good. Of course, myself included, I would help as much as needed. But that way you have other people to consider that are not in any particular alignment.
That sort of thing would be good.
Number one name I can think of right now is Remedy. Do you know Remedy Creed?
I've seen the name on Twitter, I believe.
She's wonderful. She's great. Her dream was to become a marketplace for these kinds of things. Not necessarily that she has to be a supplier, but she wants to be able to be a neutral party. So she did not align herself with any crews or gangs. And she wanted to, purchase things up from people, get things together, and then sell. And she really, hasn't been able to do that because she's not part of a gang or crew. And she might be a really good person. Now, she's very close to Project R and all of the racers. She was the person who revived the racing scene. And a lot of them also are not in crews. So my envisioning right now, assuming you would ever trust these people, let's assume you do, would be you can talk to me and or Remedy, and then she and I can then have some of these people who are racers maybe be the folks going out and doing some of the slightly dirtier work. Maybe they're the ones placing things in dead drop locations, etc. And that way you could be a bit more shielded from some of that, and they don't have you calling them up and going, hey, I need you to sell this to somebody, right? There's one layer, one buffer. She also doesn't have to know that it's you. I could just tell her it's me and say, look, I need to do this, but I can't do it through my gang for whatever reason. Here you go, right? That's my first thought that I think would be good because again, she herself is not aligned with any crew. So if she's someone that people know they can call to get these things, and then I am just the person that sells stuff to her, you're protected from that. She is not part of a crew, so she just is the known supplier, which she wanted to be, and that kind of, comes together a bit better.
Okay.
That is
The
my
moment
thought. Yeah.
I do like the idea. The difficulty I have is it's made very clear to me that if anything was to mess up with any part of this, I'm the one to answer for it. I've got to be
Mm,
very careful.
right, right. You don't have to tell me who, but you're beholden to someone then?
Let's just call them a off-seas person with interest in that sort of thing.
Right. Okay, okay. No, that's
You
good to
probably
know.
put two and two together without me saying anything.
Understood. My thought is also that, the things that you're selling in particular aren't the most popular alone. They're really good if you have the right attachments. Do we know, is there anyone who can make those? Get those regularly?
I don't know. Because that is a difficulty I run into too, because I sell the gun, but I don't sell the magazines, I don't sell the
Mm-hmm.
ammo, and, a lot of people need that stuff. I don't even know who to
Right.
point them to for that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure the larger gangs probably do, but I'm trying to also focus on, like, the small-time criminals out there, the
For
people that may
sure.
not have access to that sort of thing.
Do you know what a Glockatron is?
I do not know.
Okay, this is the most important bit of information for you to have, I think. A Glock alone doesn't shoot that well, but when you put other attachments on it, like the silencer, etc., I don't know if you've really looked at one in a bench, but there are spots where you can attach things to them. When you attach everything to it, we call it a Glockatron because it almost looks like an SMG with the way you hold it and everything. Those are very good. At the very least, putting silencers on there, there are attachments that will make it have less kickback. If you can find a way to put these together, I can research this for you. If you could find ways to put these together and then sell them as that, a more completed thing, or a package in a way, that would probably do very well. And I have someone who knows a lot about this stuff that I can consult after this and just kind of check in on. But I think that might be the thing that really helps it along because, a Glock alone is okay. But a Glockatron with attachments on it is wonderful. At the very least, silencers. That could be the ticket, in my opinion. Ammo and mags, I'm going to ask around, but I do know that there are people who are plugs for things. It sounds like everyone has a plug for everything at this point, or maybe not everything, but I keep hearing rumors that, oh yeah, but you can put in order with somebody for this thing. I'll see if I can find out a way that you maybe could regularly get mags and ammo, because I think if you can sell an actual package of these things together, then you're golden.
I think that definitely would help, but make it
Yeah.
more attractive. Because another thing I have definitely been considering, like, initially I was thinking of doing the whole, mask voice changer thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just a pistol. If you got a call from someone with a voice changer and a mask, the whole secretive meeting, and you just got a pistol, I feel like you'd be kind of disappointed.
Yeah, it doesn't need all that. And honestly, I kind of like it not being that. Everyone tries to treat everything like it's the most crazy secret thing, which I'll be honest, yes, if you're selling a class 2 firearm, that is a big deal.
Yeah, that needs to be a bit more secretive.
But having something like this where they can more easily get something, it's a little simpler. I think that's really attractive, to be honest.
Something a bit cheaper too.
Mm-hmm.
The price was pretty good. When
Yeah.
I did my first meeting with someone for this sort of thing, their immediate response was, "You got anything bigger? Something more powerful?"
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
after Storm, a lot of guns started to rust, and then they ordered like 20 of them.
Yeah, I think with people having to buy things regularly, I mean, everyone does make a lot of money, so they will need to, at some point, reduce their spending or find a way to do that. I think this could be a good way to, fill that niche. I just don't know what it would cost to get all the attachments to get ammo and mags and all of that. But I can look into that for you and maybe try to get an idea and we could price it out.
Yeah, that would be useful.
Yeah, I'll see.
Like I said, that seems like a more appealing sort of thing. 'Cause there's still
Right.
some groups I need to approach it for this sort of thing. I've
Mhm.
only approached a handful so far. I still
Yeah.
need to approach the Manor, Besties, Saints, Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how to go about that. Because the people I've reached out to so far, I've got some level of trust with.
Right.
And I don't know about the rest of those people.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes it a bit more difficult.
I think it would be good to maybe find a way to advertise this.
Well,
but
I've been
also
doing it the
that's
taxi
scary.
way so far.
Yeah.
Which, basically if I'm around doing taxi, you can give me a call. I've given each
Mhm.
group a different keyword as well, so if anything does get leaked, I know a better idea where to look.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, keeping essentially a ledger of keywords and having meetup spots for the taxi rides. Again, I love that. I think taxi ride, limo service, all of it is incredible.
I think it's a fun way to do it without being so obvious as I twat out selling pistols and shotguns or something.
Yeah.
Saying Crim Market, go to the Crim dot market.
Right, right, exactly. Though that
There
is
was something.
another route is there could be a big sale of some sort and you could get someone who's much more out in the open with this sort of thing and just sell a bunch of them and have them resell. That also takes the fun of being involved out of it. So, I
Yeah,
don't know
I
about
want to
that.
be involved.
Right.
It's a pretty good opportunity. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
mess it up or anything.
I agree. I
You're
agree.
the only person I've really told much about this. I'm pretty much the
Got
only
it.
person to tell anything about it.
Okay, okay. Okay, I think the best first step is for me to brush up on exactly what's needed, because things do change occasionally, but exactly what's needed for all of the attachments to see if we can maybe get a pipeline going to be able to make these better. So you're selling the full Glockatron or at least something silenced or, whatever. And if that's possible, that changes how nice these are, potentially.
Make some good keywords for it too. Like, if they're ordering it, silencers, it'd be with a bottle of water.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You could ask them to give you a location in some way, shape, or form, and then you ride a bicycle there and do a delivery, like a bike messenger,
Like a Deliveroo or something like that.
like a paper boy.
I was actually trying to get a business like that started up north, the
Yeah.
Grapeseed Post Office.
Oh man, that would have been great.
I decided against it in the
Actually,
end.
that could be a wonderful business idea. A post office that does, whatever deliveries. People drop off things. You have a list of who each package goes to, and then you handle the delivery. So for things like this, let's say someone else is in your situation, they want to know how they should do this. You could, assuming you want to take on the risk, you could hire some folks to just run a postal service, and they just get grime boxes, put things in there, or they drive up with a delivery van and they do deliveries.
I mean, it's not too late to shift focus. I've only approached like maybe a handful of people.
Right. And this sort of service, I mean, you just need a vehicle. This is not, it's something you could try very easily. And if it doesn't work out, you're not in the hole for it, right? That could be
Right.
one angle. So you have deliveries and you have taxi. They could be under the same umbrella. And then while you have someone you're doing delivery, you try to upsell them. You say, hey, 10K if you want this extra thing. Right?
When you're there, you trying to upsell them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's say you're dropping off someone else's package. You say, hey, extra 10K, I'll throw in, one of these for you. Easy. Though that's not the most important. I think the postal service is actually a really good idea.
Let me show you the advertisement I made for it, because I actually got pretty far in the process of this. I got
Mm.
adverts made, I got the logo made.
Chat, do you like watching the back of his head?
I think I just thought that it wasn't really something that'd be used.
Right.
People wouldn't really want to use it too much.
Mm-hmm. I love this. We're basically trying to figure out how to get... He can make Glocks.
That's
So we're trying to figure out how to make that work for him.
I do like the idea of using it, though it would mean getting
Ooh.
enough grime reputation to get those boxes again.
Yeah, mine is pretty good. I could easily grind back up.
I wouldn't want to put you through that torture.
Oh, I don't mind. Especially if it's like this. We're just talking. Why not just do grind while talking, right?
True. I will admit that was the best thing about grime back in the day, is the company it kept.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe the postal service could be good and you could write up a policy. You could have your own company policies. One of them is we will never look at inside your packages. They stay sealed. It is only for the customer to open. We are not liable for anything inside of the package. Please do not use our service to distribute anything illegal. If you do, all liability remains on the person receiving the package or the person not delivering, the person sending it out, whatever. But I think you can write up your own things like that and just leave it there. That could actually be really good for people to pass things to other folks who want to buy something from them when they have a hard time crossing paths because someone tends to be around later or around earlier.
It would be a really good front as well if I was able to get a location, because it'd just be, a place full of many boxes.
Exactly. So I think that could be a good angle, and I would be down to try to figure that out as well.
You think that would work better than the taxi stuff?
Honestly, I think they could both work. I think they could both work very well. I think it's worth maybe trying the taxi angle for a while, seeing how it goes. And if you feel maybe it's not the way, or you want a way for others to maybe get more involved, the postal service angle might really be good then at that point.
If it expands more from where it is now.
Exactly. You can just say people kept asking my taxi service if we could do deliveries, and now here we are. Here you go.
It would make sense.
Yeah, it could just be a secondary service on top of the same company. Why not?
Like, have you heard about those new properties in Grapeseed?
Yeah, I was talking to Nino, and he was talking about how Seems like Mumbles will be in control of them, and then they will try to sell them to people who will legitimately use them as businesses. I will say, so Remedy, like I said, is close with all of the racers. Through racing, I know one of the Manor members very well at this point, and I can 100% have that person be a connect to them, though a lot of them have not been in the city very much. It's just a kind of little group. And then I can make the Hydra Connect happen, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely doable.
With Hydra, it's not like in the worst terms of them. It's just with the casino thing, I initially approached Hydra for it.
Right.
But they showed me a Southside house as the property for it, and I know they've got better properties than that. And then the besties approached me with this location, and I just kind of took this deal instead.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. They don't seem like the types who'd want to give up anything that they care about, ever. You know, and if you need, I really don't mind being a bit more front-facing. People don't have to think that I'm the person making it, but I can just say, look, I know who makes them, or I know how to get them. You tell me what you want, I'll get them for you, and I'll put my face on it. I don't care, you know? I'm fine with that as well.
That's the kind of approach I've been doing. I'm not saying that I'm the guy that's making this stuff, just the guy that can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I would be happy to do that sort of thing too. You know, if you want to do some creative jobs for it, push people with it, you know, limo or however you wish to do it. I fully trust you with it. When I say I want you to be a partner on this, I fully mean it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I'll cook on ideas. I mean, here's another thought that I have, okay, that is maybe a little out there. I have something I do with the girls of Cyprus. That's just girls' night. And we get in a limo, we get in a Guardian, we get in something that holds a lot of people. There's usually too many people for it. And we start driving around and we just come up with some activity ideas and do a thing. And I've been wanting to do one again for a bit. We often bring one guy on, right, to drive us around or something. Sometimes we have McNulty join for girls' night.
You mentioned that the other day.
What if girls' night becomes something where people know it's time? It's time to buy and sell. And I have the women from different crews come together and discuss deals, make deals, get things ironed out, hashed out, and then they go back to their people.
I like that idea.
That could be a really good way to do it. And I think specifically having a lot of the women be the ones to do this. You know, on average, a lot of the women in the city from other crews, I've had a better time trying to do deals with them. They try to big dick way less. The egos aren't as strong, much more understanding of, yeah, this is just business. It might be a really good way to do it.
I'm in full support of that idea.
I'm going to talk to some folks. Maybe I'll start up a women's association of the city. Right? Maybe that's what we do.
Go for it.
Yeah, maybe. I'll make some calls. That could be my other way of getting, you know, the word out there. I should get running. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. You're being a big help. Do you want to shake on it?
Oh, we can.
Oh, you know.
We never used tandem emotes. Wow. Hold on, we gotta think about handshaking.
Oh, I gotta do a quick shuffle this so I warm up for my handshakes.
Get those wrists ready. Gotta do
like a there we go. Hey.
All right.
Partners.